DeSoto and the DeSoto Plymouth dealers, coast to coast, present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life.
Groucho sent me to see the new DeSoto.
Groucho sent me, and I love to drive this car. It's long and low and roomier, so handsome you can see.
It's powerful, and I'm so glad that Groucho sent me. Listen to him when you hear Groucho say,
So drive the new DeSoto at DeSoto Plymouth dealers today.
And now, here he is, the one, the only...
I thought he went out with the old year. Oh, that's me.
Well, here I am again with $1,000 for one of our couples, and if any of them say the secret word, the duck will fly down and pay him $100. The word tonight is water. Okay, Donald, scram. Go ahead with this thing, George.
All right, Groucho, we have a young married couple for you.
Me?
Well...
You mean for each other?
Yes, the young married couple are Sergeant and Mrs. Sylvester Nelson. Folks, would you come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx?
Welcome for the DeSoto Plymouth dealer. Say the secret word, and you'll take home an extra $100. It's a common word, something you find around the house. Sergeant Sylvester Nelson.
That's
I
right,
take it
sir.
you're a Marine, judging by the uniform. Is that right?
That's right, sir.
Uh-huh. Sir, you don't have to say sir to me. Just call me Colonel, that's all. I'm kind of nutty anyhow. With a name like Sylvester, I'm sure you must be a fighting Marine, huh?
Oh, I sure am. They call me Ski, though, Groucho.
You do, huh? What do you do from the Marines? Play in the band?
No, I'm a staff sergeant of machine gun platoon.
Machine gun? In that case, sir, you can call me Groucho, eh? Now, Mrs. Nelson, that's you, huh? What is your first name?
My first name is Colette.
Colette, oh, French, eh? Parlez-vous français?
Oui, oui.
Oh.
By the way, est-ce que vous avez vu de jolies filles à Paris pendant votre tour?
I can. I'm going fishing in the morning. Whereabouts in France do you call home, Colette?
Well, I was born in Angoulême, but brought up in
You were
Bordeaux.
born where?
Angoulême.
Angoulême?
Oui.
Oui. No, I mean just you. I don't know where he's born. I'll ask him later. Well, Colette, now that you're in America, what do you think of us and our ways? Did you find us confusing when you first came here?
Oh, oui, sometimes. But I think my worst experience was on a train ride from New York to Wisconsin, Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Where'd you go, to Green Bay?
Oui. I was expecting my first baby, and I was traveling with Fifi,
Who's Fifi?
my French poodle.
Wasn't Fifi a comfort to you on the train?
Poodle saying no, she was pregnant too.
Well, that shouldn't have upset you. I once had a berth on a train myself. That's a pretty old joke, Colette, what I just said. Don't you think it's funny? I had a berth on a train. Which joke? Didn't you hear the joke? I said, don't let it upset you. I once had a berth on a train. I had upper 8.
I don't understand.
Well, I don't think I can explain it to you. Sylvester, why don't you explain it to her? Huh?
Well, he was going to have a birth on the train. He had a birth. He was going to sleep, but you were to give birth to a baby. And
Okay.
Hips are all...
Explain the rest of it later, Sergeant. You know, in 40 years in show business, this is the lowest I've ever sunk. When one contestant has to explain my jokes to another. Well, it's been a real education talking to you two, and I wish both of you success, children, and happiness.
Yeah.
And if you ever see Fifi again, give my love.
Oh, she has got 7 pets lately.
Well, give the whole 8 of them my love. Now let's play You Bet Your Life. We start you off with $100. You try to increase that bankroll by answering any 4 questions in the category you picked yourselves. If you miss a question, you lose half of your bankroll. Is that clear, Colette?
Oui.
Oui, huh?
Oui.
You selected music, and remember, the more the question is worth, the harder it is. Now, you can start with a 10 or 20 or 50, 80, all the way up to 100.
7.
$70?
70.
All right, in music, what is the mechanical device used to mark the exact tempo?
Sure is what is that called?
What is it in French?
You can see what you can.
What is it in Hungarian? Well, I'm sorry. It's a metronome.
Metronome, oui. Oh la la.
Well, you still have half your $100. You have $50.
What is ooh la la in French?
Sorry. Yeah.
All right, now don't get discouraged. You've got a long ways to go. You still have $50. Now, what are you going to try this time?
No, I'm 80.
80.
All right, A. Seymour Brown and Nat Ayer wrote a song back in 1911 that keeps popping up regularly. I'm sure you can identify it. Now, you listen. Okay, Jack.
Beautiful doll?
Oh, you beautiful doll is right. That is right. Absolutely. Oh, yes. Oh, hi.
You now have $130.
Now, what do you want to try? How many francs?
90.
According to the folk song, who wore sardine boxes minus topses in place of shoes?
Oh la la. Oh, that's a hard one.
According to the folk song, this is an old American song, and this is one of the lines in it. Who wore sardine boxes minus topses in place of shoes? Do you know, George?
Yes, I think I do.
Tell it to him.
Clementine?
My darling Clementine, that's right. You win $50, George.
But unfortunately, you lost half your $130. You now have $65.
All right, now here's your last chance to beat the other couples, and don't be discouraged. 100?
That's the hard one.
All right.
There you
Huh?
The bigger the money, the harder the question, you know.
Well, we're not-
I don't want to alarm you.
100, go ahead.
100. What was the first name of the great Austrian composer, Mozart? What was his first name?
Oh, I should know it. I should know I should know that. I'm stuck.
Well, it's a ridiculous name. It's Wolfgang.
Oh, I would have never guessed it. No.
If you'd have thought of Errol Flynn, you'd have guessed it. Now, I'm
Well,
sorry.
you wind up with $32.50.
Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Sorry you didn't win more.
Miss Marilyn Pierce. Her partner is a special guest, one of the best-known names in the world of golf, Mr. Jim Ferrier. Folks, would you come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you find around the house. Jim Ferrier, eh? Put it there, Jim. Glad to meet you. I'll get around to you in a minute, Jim. You practice your backswing, and I'll practice my approach. Let's see, you're Marilyn Pierce? Where's your home originally, Marilyn?
Newport, Rhode Island.
Newport. Oh, that's a pretty swanky place. I was thrown out of a hotel there once. Did you have a job back in Newport?
No, not Newport. I moved to Boston at an early age.
Oh, Boston,
And I was
huh?
a model there.
A model?
Mm-hmm.
Well, are you still a model?
No, not anymore. I found that it wasn't intellectually stimulating.
Well, some of my best friends are models. You could still be a model and have intellectual satisfaction. You could be a cover girl for the National Geographic.
Well, it wasn't much of a challenge.
What sort of work do you do now, Marilyn?
I'm a dog trainer.
A dog trainer.
Yes.
And that gives you intellectual satisfaction?
Oh, yes.
Why is
it's,
that? When a dog digs up a bone, does he tell you it comes from a dinosaur or something?
No, but breaking the language barrier between a dog and a human being is really an accomplishment.
Yes, it certainly is.
After all, some human
I
beings...
find it much simpler to kick them. Just four-legged dogs, is those the only ones you concentrate on?
Yes.
What about an old cocker spaniel? You wouldn't be... Let's talk about your work as a dog trainer. That sounds very interesting and most unusual for a young, attractive girl. Where do you train them?
Well, I train dogs at their own homes. I go to the home and train the owner to
You train the owner?
Yes.
What does he do, get on his hands and knees and run around the room?
No, not quite. I I train the dog and show the owner how to manipulate the leash and the correct commands to give to the dog.
You've been standing here all this time?
I'm listening.
Isn't that funny? I didn't even know you were here. Never underestimate the power of the Philadelphia Bulletin. Where are you from originally, Jim?
I came from Australia.
Oh, down under, huh? The
I've been-
Antipodes, huh?
Yes, I've been here 15 years. I came from Sydney originally.
Is that so?
Played professional golf here for 15 years.
Mm-hmm. What are some of the important golf tournaments that you've won? I know you've won many of them.
Well, I won the National PGA Championship in 47. I won the Canadian Open twice. I've won 5 Australian championships and quite a few of the big money events around the country. I now at Lakeside Club here in Hollywood.
Oh, I see. Huh?
And hope to have you over one day.
Yeah. Well, do you ever play at Hillcrest?
Oh, yes. Matter of fact, playing there next week.
Oh, tournament, huh?
No, just a little friendly game. If you have a loose dollar or two.
I have a loose dollar, but I haven't got a loose moment for them. I play golf, too, you know. What is your handicap, Jim?
Well, as a pro, I don't have a handicap.
Well, congratulations. How is it a tall, handsome man like you isn't married?
Oh, I'm married. I have a wife.
You just said you didn't have a handicap.
Well, I don't...
Haven't you got the same handicap that 50 million other men have?
Well, I don't consider my wife a handicap.
No, you had a bad lie, Jim, but you recovered very nicely. Well, I'd like to go on talking to you two, but it's time to play You Bet Your Life.
In the race for the $1,000, the first couple won $32.50, and the secret word is water.
Now, you select the general information quiz, and remember, the more the question is worth, the harder it is.
I think we better start a lead, you don't think?
80?
Oh, that's kind of big. How about 50?
50?
50 be all right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
50. All right. What type of merchant indicates his trade by suspending 3 golden balls over his front door?
Pawnbroker.
Yeah, pawnbroker in the hock shop. That's right.
You now have $150.
What are you going to try this time? You have $150.
50.
$150. You want an 80 or 90 or 40 or
60?
Oh, no, it's 100.
100?
100?
Oh, gee, that's
Fifteen
pretty
is
high.
You agree with that, Jim?
Oh,
80?
I'm not very intellectual. 80, okay.
80. What is the monetary unit of Italy?
Lira.
Lira is right.
You now have $230.
What do you want now? A little one or a big one? Big ones are harder. The little ones are easy.
Let's go to 60. Back to 60.
60?
We're doing pretty good.
60?
75.
There is no 70.
No? All right.
There's a 70 or a 80. You've had the 80.
70.
70? Okay.
What is the complete membership of the United States Senate? And I want the precise number.
48.
How many members in the United States Senate?
I think it's more than
No,
that.
wait a minute. 48. Let's see, no, 96, I believe it is. 96?
96 is right, huh?
You now have $300.
What are you going to go for?
60? What? No,
60,
pretty good.
60?
Yeah.
60, ma'am?
Can we go up?
Don't look at me with those big black eyes.
Oh, I think 60 would be safe. I'm Scotch, you know.
Well, I am, too, but I believe in living danger.
All right, 60?
All right.
How many justices are there on the Supreme Court? And I want the exact number.
It must be 12. I believe.
One answer.
I don't know.
I would say 12. 12, then.
No, I'm sorry. It's 9, Jim.
Well, you
it is
lost
pretty
half
good.
your $300. You wind up with $150.
Well, thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Sorry you didn't win the last one.
Groucho, we invited some school teachers to the show tonight, and just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected Mrs. Evelyn Sorrells. Her partner, Mr. Floyd Humiston, has an unusual occupation. So, folks, you come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, welcome to the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you find around the house. Isn't she cute? Evelyn Sorrell, and Floyd Humiston. Evelyn, I'll start with you because you're a girl. You're a teacher, is that right?
Yes.
Oh, what a nice little teacher, huh? Where are you from, Teach?
I teach at El Monte.
Are you married?
Yes, my husband goes to Caltech.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Huh? Floyd Humerson, huh?
Yes, sir.
How old are you, Floyd?
I'm 24.
Mm-hmm. Now, Mr. Fenneman says you have an unusual profession. What do you do, Floyd?
Well,
with a name like Floyd Humerson, I should guess you're a flute player with a Philharmonic. What do you do?
Well, I train lions, Groucho.
What was that?
I train lions.
You mean the van and storage company?
No, the kind that eat meat.
How long you been doing this kind of work, Floyd? About half an hour?
No.
People say anything to get on this show. Trains lines. He probably sells pencil sharpeners or something. I could use one. My head has been coming to a point lately.
Well, my father was a lion trainer, and so I've been at it since I've been about 8 years old.
What did you do? Did you start training mice first when you were a kid?
Yeah, well, no, just being around them.
You say your father was a lion tamer?
Yeah.
What happened? Did he collect his severance pay?
No, he's retired. He's in the termite business now.
Termites. He must cut quite a picture crawling under a house with a whip, a chair, and a loaded revolver. Where did he find these termites? On the lion?
Well, I don't actually know. I've been worked with him a little bit, but
was your mother in the animal training business? Too?
No, she was an aerialist with the circus.
Flying in the air?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, that sounds like a typical American family, doesn't it? He trains lions, his father chases termites, and his mother swings in the air. That's what you call the ideal American home. Must be very restful around there around dinner time. Did you have any brothers and sisters, or did the lion do away with them?
Yeah, I have a half sister, Groucho.
You have a half sister?
Yeah.
You mean you keep the lion in the house?
I used to, yes.
Well, a half a sister's better than none, I guess. Which half you got, do you remember?
Well,
Floyd, Floyd, you chew on a hunk of raw meat for a minute while I engage this beautiful teacher here in repartee. How old are you, Evelyn?
24.
24. How long have you been teaching school?
I'm starting on my second year.
Really? Huh? Well, aren't the children distracted when you walk in the schoolroom?
No, I teach girls.
Oh. Well, what do you teach these girls?
I teach homemaking.
Homemaking? What's that, carpentry and things like that?
No, among other things, it's cooking and sewing.
You mean you're the one who teaches these modern girls how to cook, eh? You're a worse menace than Smog. Floyd, let's get back to your lions. Do you own any yourself?
Yes, I do, Groucho. I have a lion named Fearless Fagin.
Fearless Fosdick?
No, Fearless Fagin.
Where's Fearless Fagin now?
Well, he's at home.
I see. Is he pretty friendly around the house?
Oh, yes, he's very friendly. He lives in the house, and he used to sleep in bed with me.
What happened?
No, my wife didn't like it.
Well, I think there's some justification for that. I think you should have got her a lion, too. Huh? Now, where do you keep Fearless Fosdick now?
Well, I keep him up in Thousand Oaks, and we have a lot of animal compounds and one thing another up there. And so...
You keep him in a tree, you say?
No, in the house.
You said in the Thousand Oaks.
Oh, well, it has 1,000 oaks, supposedly. Unless you might have cut one down.
Well, what anything like 29 pounds?
Well, I guess about the same, yeah.
Well, how do your neighbors feel about this? Don't they complain?
No, they have elephants.
Well, that I can understand. Having an elephant in the house is logical, but having a lion, that's ridiculous. You must live a rather interesting life, Floyd, with a lion in the house. What do people say when they ring the doorbell and the lion answers?
Oh, well, not too long ago, why, we have the Dutch doors in our house, you know, the kind that open up one at a time. And so...
What do you mean, open up?
Well, you know, it's kind of used to have in barns, you know, where they sawed them in half, you know, where the bottom part opens up and then the top part opens up.
This is like your half-sister,
huh? Well, anyway, so this Fuller Brushman, he came up to sell me some brushes, and so I was talking to him, and so Fagin stuck his head out over the door and top of the door, and so I still have the man's brushes and briefcase.
Well, you think this brush salesman thought the lion was your wife? Isn't your wife afraid of Fagin?
Oh, no, she's not afraid of me or Fagin or anybody else.
I guess you have your wife pretty well trained by this time, huh?
Oh, no. Women are the hardest things in the world to train. They have the cunning of a tiger and the stupidity of a lion, and well...
No, let it go.
You know what I mean.
Let it go. You're not going home tonight anyway. Well, I hate to break this conversation off. It's been very educational and extremely interesting. However, it is time to play You Bet Your Life.
In the race for the $1,000, the second couple is leading with $150.
Now, you selected the animal kingdom, and remember, the more the question is worth, the harder it is. Now, what do you want to start with? 10, 50, 60, all the way up to 100?
80.
$80. What do you call a young or nestling pigeon?
Let's say, I ate some on toast one time.
I hope they agreed with you.
Squab.
Squab is right, yes.
You have $180.
Now, what are you going to go for?
90.
90. What kind of an animal is a Flemish giant?
Flemish giant. That's a fowl, if I'm not mistaken. Flemish giant. Let's see.
Guess. If you don't know. Well, I'm sorry. It's a rabbit.
Oh.
Yeah, well, that's a shame.
You lost half your $180. You have $90.
All right. Now, what are you going to go for?
70.
70. What do you call the rodents that live in colonies on our American plains? They have a bark resembling that of a dog.
That is a prairie dog.
That's right. A prairie dog is right.
You now have $160.
And here's your last chance to beat the other couples. What are you going to go for?
60.
What?
60?
60.
What are teals, golden eyes, and canvasbacks?
Teals, golden eyes, they're ducks.
That's right. Ducks is right.
And you wind up with $220.
Thanks, and good luck to the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
Thank you.
That means that Mrs. Sarles and Mr. Humiston, with $220 in just 1 minute, get the chance at the DeSoto Plymouth $1,000 question. Sarles and Mr. Humiston all set for the DeSoto Plymouth $1,000 question.
All right, here we go for $1,000. I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you. Think carefully and please no help from the audience. One of the most famous cartoon characters of the last 40 years is the Timid Soul, created by H.T. Webster. For $1,000, what is this painfully timid character's name? Talk it over. All right, what is the answer you two have decided upon?
I'll take a long guess. It wouldn't be sad sack, would it?
No, it's Casper milk toast.
Oh.
So that means the big question next week will be worth $1,500. Well, they lost the big money, but how much they win the quiz, George?
$220.
Well, thanks, and congratulations to both of you and to all of our contestants on the show tonight. Friends, go in to see your DeSoto Plymouth dealer tomorrow. And when you do, tell him Groucho sent you.
Be sure to tune in next week, same time, same station, for Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life on television. On radio every Wednesday night. And don't miss the big Chrysler Corporation TV show each week on another network. This is George Fenneman signing off with a message from the National Safety Council. You can't control the winter weather, but you can control your speed.